Sup, fucker? Listen.
There's a lot of things in life that we always remember. Like the first time riding a bike, or your first crush, or your first day of middle school, or the first time you realized you hate Jake Paul and thought, this guy, Jake Paul, really sucks. Me personally, I knew when I saw this video.
I have one question for you.
Yeah?
What are those?
I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay.
No, I feel bad for them, for sure. There's nothing we could do, though. The Jake Paulers are the strongest army out there, dab.
This video is 3.5 years old, and not only was it extremely cringy back then, it still brings a cringe to my face when I watch it today. After saying that he's gonna quit for the 4th time now, I think Jake Paul he's finally done with YouTube. Just, when I mean done, he's only done with YouTube. He posted his goodbye video. He's even selling the Team 10 house and moving to Miami, I think. But guys, don't be sad. Jake Paul is far from being out of the public eye. And before I get into what Jake Paul is doing now, we're gonna look back at the legacy that Jake Paul left behind. Every day, bro. After a successful Vine career of silly videos and pranks, which are actually hilarious to watch right now because it's funny to see how much internet comedy has changed in such a short amount of time and how much Jake has actually changed in such a short amount of time.
Hey, will you take a picture with me?
Sure. I'm not kissing you.
Oh, she's...
For Narnia! For Narnia! Come on, we got to go! The troops need us!
I always forget that Jake Paul made videos like that they're so cringy, like they're so awkward. It's only 7 seconds too, because you didn't get to see like the reaction afterwards either. They didn't even try to hide the camera, they just look at it. Those vines landed him a spot on the Disney show Bizaardvark. I know, it's a weird name, I don't know why it's called that. He played Dirk Man, from Wikipedia, the star of Dare Me Bro, where he takes dare requests that he performs. But he didn't last that long on the show because, well, I'll get to that later on in the video. Jake Paul bought the famous Team 10 house in 2016, and well, it didn't last long. After cheating on his girlfriend and having weird rules for all the Team 10 members, like getting 20% of their revenue for the next 5 years and fining them if they weren't up before 10 a.m. to make a video. The members of the house were always changing, so it was easy to tell that it was hard to live with Jake for a long time. Then, after it all, it's every day, bro. And I just dropped some new merch, and it's selling like a god church. Nick Crompton, England is my city. Whatever happened to Nick Crompton? Nick Crompton falls off the face of the earth and suddenly everything goes to shit. England is my city. Then Jake and the gang basically became too much of a nuisance to the other people that lived on the street. They caused a huge problem when they lit furniture and put it in an empty swimming pool. And then after a while, the news showed up and, well, the famous news video was made.
Has become the news setting for many of his pranks and performances.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
I remember most of the things that he said during this video were even becoming cringy, even at this point. Like, they were getting so old that it was already cringy at that point.
Information draws an endless stream of fans, mostly young girls, the day we visited, and their parents, to the property.
He's funny. Savage.
Savage?
Yeah.
Savage? Yeah.
I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay. I just wouldn't do that.
Why?
Why?
It's like, it's not obvious. It's the news, man, Jake. You can't climb up there.
There's nothing we could do, though. The Jake Paulers are the strongest army out there, dab.
I have one question for you.
Yeah?
What are those?
Oh, it's just a shot of his shoes. Wait, what does he say?
I guess he didn't like my shoes.
Yeah, he definitely went home and just burned those shoes. I'm sure those people that lived in the neighborhood were very glad to eventually find out that Jake and the Team 10 group had eventually, they did move out and move to a huge mansion in Calabasas. And I don't really know how to explain this, but Jake basically went from this cringy YouTuber making videos mainly for kids into this Jake Paul, boasting about money, partying, drinking, and he began making adult-oriented content. And there's nothing wrong with that. It was just that he made all his videos for kids, so that was his entire audience before. I will now run through all the controversies Jake was a part of since he started YouTube very quickly. On July 18th, 2017, Jake Paul had a public nuisance lawsuit filed against him. January 3rd, 2018, he posted a video titled "I Lost My Virginity" with his then girlfriend and him basically having sexy time in the thumbnail. That same day, Jake announced Edfluence, a subscription service to teach real-life skills for Team 1000, which ultimately shut down eventually, scamming kids out of everything they earned and what they paid. He started the financial freedom movement, which was made to teach kids how to live on their own terms, which I have nothing against. It's just that it was the same thing as Edfluence, and it still exists and scams people. One of the prizes is to go out and film with him, but he doesn't even make videos anymore. He posted a blindfold kissing video of his dad making out with a girl at least 25 years younger than him, which was really uncomfortable to watch. He promoted Mystery Brand, a mystery box website that ended up never giving any of their winners their prizes. He got in a fight with Zayn, who was from One Direction. Then he tweeted about it that night, and then it was found out that he lied about most of this stuff, so he just said that he was drunk and he didn't mean to tweet about it. He was charged with criminal trespass and unlawful assembly for the Arizona mall looting ordeal. He had his house raided by the FBI, had parties during the pandemic, and then said that COVID is a hoax. I did leave a bunch of stuff out, but now how Jake lost his mind. Every day, bro, so now, after all that, Jake has decided that he's going to become a rapper slash boxer, a boxper, as I've given that title to him. And he is trying to tell us that he's the same person that made this. And this. And I'm just saying, if it was one person to have a ghostwriter, have someone that would write lyrics for you, it would be Jake Paul. Because the song it's not bad, if I'm being honest. So I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to them. Him and the ghostwriter. If there's a list of everyone in the world ranking them on how much of a cocky douchebag they are, I think Jake Paul's spot would be secured at number 1. He recently fought Nate Robinson. He's a retired NBA basketball player, and he knocked him out, and I gotta give it to him. Way to hit that guy really good. And there's a level of self-confidence that when passed is just arrogance. And Jake Paul has exceeded that and then some. He's trying to publicly get a boxing match with KSI, who beat his brother Logan, and Conor McGregor, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, and he has been trying to get their attention in the funniest videos possible.
What the fuck is up, you Irish cunt? My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash, proof of funds, the biggest fight offer you've ever been offered, but you're scared to fight me, Conor.
I don't... And the worst part is that I think Jake wants to box him, and Conor's not he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. And $50 million, that doesn't seem real. I'm sorry. A big check just doesn't. It's not enough proof for me.
But you want to fight Dustin Prober, who has less followers on Instagram than my fucking dog. That's a fact.
That's a fact. He's a social media influencer. He's obviously going to have a lot of followers, and when he tells people to follow his dog, they're going to follow it. Dustin he's not producing content for people to follow him for, and who cares? Why does that have to do anything with fighting?
And Dana White, you're a fucking pussy too, you ugly fucking bald bitch. You said there's 0% chance of this fight happening, but there's 0% chance of you getting some fucking pussy. Conor, you're scared.
What? He's the one that's mostly like organizing these fights. Like, he owns the UFC. He's a net worth of $500 million, and I'm sure he doesn't want Jake Paul, a YouTuber, to fight one of the greatest fighters of all time, Conor McGregor. So he said no, and Jake said he's not going to get any pussy for some reason. Just shows you what happens when this guy like doesn't get his way. UFC 257, Conor. Is that the Irish flag in the... does he just like ride around? Just like keep it in his car at all times? This was after Conor McGregor got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, and Jake had to make a video about it. He had to talk about it.
You got paid $5 million to fight a bum. You should have taken the Jake Paul fight for $50 million, but now I got $10,000 for you. I got $10,000 cash. Cold hard cash, blue honey, all cash.
Yes. So those two videos just gave you a little insight why his spot at #1 douchebag is secured for at least the next few months. So he fought Deji, a YouTuber, Gib, a FIFA YouTuber, and Nate Robinson, a retired NBA basketball player, who all fought him. It was their first time fighting. So now Jake has not only been trying to fight one of the greatest fighters of all time, I think, still, right? Jake has also been trying to fight by calling out, this list is including but not limited to Baltimore Raven Dez Bryant, Pittsburgh Steeler Juju Smith-Schuster, President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, Kanye West, Rob Gronkowski, and LeBron James. I'm not sure if this tweet means he wanted to fight Ellen, but it exists, so I mentioned her name. He also did some sort of drive-by by throwing toilet papers at this guy that is either a UFC fighter, knows a UFC fighter, or is a trainer for a UFC fighter. I'm not really sure. So he threw the toilet paper at this guy and dipped to get this guy pissed off enough to organize a fight with Jake, and well, he got his fight. I don't know if it was because of that, but it's in April and he's gonna box retired MMA fighter Ben Askren. Ben, please bring it home, buddy. Come on, I believe in you. So Jake, what happened, dude? Chill out. You're like one more move until everyone thinks you're like crazy, mentally ill. And I'm sure a lot of people already think that about you. You used to be likable, honestly. You used to be quite enjoyable. Every once in a while you'd post such a cringy video that it would bring a smile to my face and probably a lot of other people's faces. Then you just kind of went bananas, man. Look at other Vine stars. Come on, they fell off. They don't cause controversies or call out other people to stay in the public eye. Look at your brother Logan. He messed up. He stopped for a while, but he's back now. You guys both made weird songs. You guys even made one together. But you know, he changed. He got a fight with Floyd Mayweather, one of, if not the greatest boxer of all time, and he didn't have to fly a plane over a beach with an advertisement. So you still have time to change, Jake. Maybe a nice knockout, maybe it might do it for you. But through it all, after all of this, after calling out all these people, I know one person that you're scared to fight. One person you're too scared to call out on Twitter. One person that I know, you know, would probably destroy you if you guys stepped in the ring. And that's Scott Voss, star of Here Comes the Boom. He's never lost a fight. Fight him and you earn my respect. You'll be considered a real fighter if you beat him. Or me, if I'm being honest, I'd get knocked out for $1 million.